Yeah, let's go. New year, new me, turn it up a new degree. I'm gonna make it to the top if it's the last thing I see. Work hard every day, work hard, then we play. I'll be doing everything in my own damn way. Ain't nobody tell me shit, I'm on top of it. Writing hits that make other people feel like writing hits. We gon' get every little goal that we wanna get. Never quit, we don't even know what it means to quit. Write it down, what you want, what you need, what you see. Everything that you wanna be. Put it out in the world, that's your destiny. In your mind, what you need is to have believe. I'm gon' make it to the top, cause I never stop. My own switch doesn't have enough. I think it's broken, I think it's lost. I guess that's why I never take a loss. New year, new me, no fear, just be everything you wanna be. Write it down, what you see, don't give up, just believe and you will succeed. Put the hours in, and you're bound to win. New year, new me, no fear, just be everything you wanna be. Write it down, what you see, don't give up, just believe and you will succeed. Put the hours in, and you're bound to win. Make a deal with yourself that you'll get after it. Find something that you love, call it passionate. Or find some passion in leaving behind adequate. Your journey starts now, time to make it happen then. You could be great, have it your way. Served up like some room service on a nice plate. The high life is only hours a day away from making a change to the life that you chase on. New year, new you, new day. Go prove to yourself you could do anything you wanna do. When you set your mind to something big that you choose, break it down to the root, chip away, gotta move. Push past all your limitations. Right now consider this an invitation. Make your worth go up like inflation. And start chasing your dreams, stop waiting. New year, new me, no fear, just be everything you wanna be. Write it down, what you see, don't give up, just believe and you will succeed. Put the hours in, and you're bound to win. New year, new me, no fear, just be everything you wanna be. Write it down, what you see, don't give up, just believe and you will succeed. Put the hours in, and you're bound to win.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back, and sorry we've been away. Some things have happened over the way. I persevered. I am getting better. AK is hopefully slowly getting better. Sir, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Each day getting better. Just slowly getting back into the streaming things. So glad to be here with you guys and ready to talk some football.
Absolutely. Mr. Halftime, how are you doing tonight, feller?
Doing pretty good. Pretty tired, but I'm doing pretty good.
Want to give a shout out to Mr. Daniel Sportsberry for popping in. What's up, buddy? Thanks for always popping in. Says yo.
What's up, Daniel?
And then also a shout out here from Big Vic. Vic, what's going on, bud?
What's up, Vic?
So just quickly, if everybody could, I know it's the beginning of the show, but if you can, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already to each of the channels that you've come across, whether it's the Reality Check up top, the Philly Halftime with the scary eagle behind them, or Next Shift below. And always make sure you head over to the Hardcore Sports Network. We're on the climb to 1,000. This is going to be fun. Let's go. All right, fellas, first one on the docket. With the Las Vegas Raiders firing their head coach and OC and GM, I forgot them there. They owe now, who aren't coaching for them, $80+ million. Biggest joke in the NFL, Raiders? If not, then who?
No, I would have to say, it's about goddamn time. Why did it take you so long to figure it out? I think it's just unreal how it took them. It's been like 2 years now, right? 2 years that they should have got rid of them. Yeah. I mean, they've been horrible, and you knew what their problem was. It was the coach. General manager, you're horrible. You're just a joke. The Raiders are where you go to. If you don't want to be in the NFL no more, you want to just be there and you just want to just float. That's where you are. You go there to die. It's just bad. It's a horrible team, but hopefully they get a good coach and they get a better general manager. They can put something around them.
Man, only Josh McDaniels can beat his own record when it comes to getting fired faster. You know, he was only the head coach for Denver for like 684 days, and he lasted in Las Vegas for 639 days. So, congrats. He beat his own record. He got fired a lot quicker, and he got fired into a 6-year deal, his second year in. You know, John Gruden got fired his third year in a 10-year deal.
Third year. Yeah. Third or fourth year.
Fourth year, whatever. The whole point is Davis has really got to stop doing stupid management calls. You know, you look at around the league, the average GM and head coach contract is like 3-4 years. Not very many people do 5, let alone 10. He has more money going to coaches that aren't even doing shit than he probably does half his players. It's ridiculous, man. Very poor judgment on the whole ownership part of that team. I told you guys, I told Halftime this last week. The Raiders need to go back to Oakland.
Yeah.
Since they moved to Vegas, bro, they have completely destructed. Like, it's like Vegas destroyed them as a franchise. I don't, you know, they have had the worst luck I've ever seen in any franchise since I've been alive. You know, between Ruggs having his issues and, you know, Gruden getting fired and
Arnett with the AK-47.
Yeah, dude, like how much more can this fan base take? And you know what? I don't have any issues with Raider fans. Some of my friends on here, you know, like Eric, he is a Raider content creator. I respect the hell out of him, you know. These guys don't deserve that. You know, this team has completely went the opposite way. You know, they were held at a very high regard at one time, and they're kind of a laughing stock right now. So I want to definitely see Oakland. Well, sorry. I want to see Las Vegas. I want to see Las Vegas get back to, you know, Raider football, man. It's depressing right now.
Yeah, and they're still paying John Gruden. What's up,
Right.
Bruce? They're still paying John Gruden, and John Gruden only owned like 10 or 12, 20% of the Raiders now. He's part owner. He got like a percentage of an ownership too.
No, I don't know about that, man. All I know is that he's got 5 years to sit at home yet, I think, and still get paid. And now you got to sit there and you got to add Josh McDaniels and 3 more years of his contract getting paid for just sitting at home. That's terrible, man. You can't have that much money out on to head coaches.
Allocated to nothing, like you said.
Yeah, you got players to pay. You can't be paying that much to head coaches, let alone trying to put players on the field. You know?
That's why it's like, and I hate to say it, but they had a head coach in there that actually got them to the playoffs, and they let him walk out of the house, and he went over and ended up being the special teams coach for the Packers. But I tell you, that gentleman had that team believing. They bought into what he had because they understood what it took to be led by a man. And I hate to say it, but Josh McDaniels, when you see him, it doesn't really vibe you as a man. Look at Dan Campbell. Look what happened his first year he got there. 3 wins. Next year, 7 wins, I think it was. And then now this year, they're on pace to be, if not one of the best teams in the NFL, but could eclipse a 14-win season. So those players over the years have believed in him. What has the players gotten to believe in on Josh McDaniels? Everywhere he's been, it's been Brady's help, followed by Belichick. It's never been just him alone. So it's like they lived off his name. They lived off the thought. They lived off the idea of what he could bring because of what transpired in the past, but that was all because of two or three different players and a certain coach, not them. And they're paying for it. And like you said, $80 million plus. The next coach is going to be worth pennies at this point. Hate to be that fella.
And Randy, let me ask you this question, bud. And not many people, I've never heard anyone talk about this yet. and this is kind of what should be scary to some people. What is the one thing Oakland? Oh, God damn it! Sorry, it's a habit, man. It really
it's
is.
hard. It's rough.
No,
It's really
I
hard to
understand.
break. Like I even call Washington, it's just a habit. I'm sorry. Las Vegas. What is the one thing that they've lacked over the last 2 years that they had before?
That
And
coach.
no one talks about it. No, it's not a coach. What is it? Where the
Yeah,
fuck did Hunter Renfro go?
Oh yeah.
Hunter Renfro was a monster in this league, bro. People feared Hunter Renfro.
It was
Do you know
it was
do you know
called
how
30
many
Renfro
catches-
for a reason, because when in
Right?
doubt, you just threw it to him and he would get it.
Do you know how many catches Hunter has this year?
I think not even one, doesn't he?
You don't have none.
No, I think it's like 10.
That's it.
Yeah, that's my point. He literally snuffed out Hunter Renfro. Like, you can't do that, man. Hunter Renfro is way too valuable to this offense. Like, there was so many misjudgments that he made. I get having Devontae Adams, but Devontae Adams should have been able to let Hunter Renfro excel or
Yes.
succeed and excel. And instead, he completely went the opposite way, and he took him out of it altogether. I don't get it, man. It was dumb.
And I think because of the contract that he signed, you think that they, like you said, they would implicate him more in the schemes. Like you said, okay, if we're gonna get double coverage sent on Adams' way, we gotta have something for Renfro.
Right.
So it's like you said, the fact that he's only got 10 catches and it's pitiful. And like Halftime said, the old adage of I used to grow up hearing was if your career is dead and gone, you go play for the Raiders because that's where your football career ends. But then I also grew up watching the Raiders being a team where it's like they can fight and claw, they can be scrappy, they are that scary team that just kind of like drags you in the mud and this team doesn't even scare you like that at all.
That don't happen no more.
On the internet crying about Anthony Hernandez. I'm worried about that man more than anything. You think they'd be sending him have his fight? It honestly feels like you go there, something bad is going to happen to a good player, and I pray that Max Crosby gets out of there because that man is so worth it somewhere else because he could flourish. He's flourishing somewhat there, but man, he'd be put on the spotlight even more if he was somewhere else. So
you know what's sad about the whole thing, man? If you look back in history, the Raiders have had so many damn legends go through that organization.
Yep.
To even think that this organization is where they are right now, dude, Ronnie Lott is shitting his pants right now. Ted Hendricks, like all these greats,
Yep.
That worked for the respect of this franchise and this organization and made the Raiders who they are. Like, you just shit on everything they work for.
Yeah.
I mean,
And there is a lot of legends, man. A lot. Jerry Rice played for this team.
Yeah.
Fucking, there is a lot of legends, man. So it's crazy.
Did Moss have a tour there too?
Yeah.
Yes. It's like I said, it's where you go. The legends and all of them go to die. That's where you go get put out the pasture. If you still think you have it, you become a Raider and then you get smoked. You're like, what the hell am I doing? Like, why am I here?
Well, I feel sorry for Devontae Adams then because he definitely doesn't deserve to go to die because he's still got a lot of football left in him.
That's why I couldn't figure out why he went there.
Yeah. Well, he went there because of Derek Carr, and then they did the dirty and shipped Derek Carr off to because he didn't want to play there anymore either. So it was kind of like you're poisoned. You went there because of a friend, and then your friend didn't want to be there anymore, so your friend asked to be shipped out, and now he's on the Saints, and you're sitting there on the Raiders going, WTF now. Like, I guarantee you 100% he is gonna be asking for a trade in the offseason. 100%.
And bro, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Josh Jacobs the leading rusher last year?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was
And
1,800 yards.
right, and you were the same coach that had that halfback, and then you completely take him out of the fucking scheme too. Like you know what I'm
Horrible.
saying? Like I don't. Josh McDaniels better never be a head coach. Like, listen, the kid. Excuse me. The guy is a great coordinator. You know, it's been proven. You know, he's won Super Bowls as an offensive coordinator, but that is where it stops. He never needs to be a head coach ever again, man. Seriously.
So, a question for you guys.
What?
Who will the Raiders have as head coach? I think it's going to be the Cleveland Browns defensive coordinator. I think he's going to go there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, Schwartz?
Yeah. I think he wants to be a head coach again. And I think the way he's been coaching, his defense is out of this world. He's right now. He has the Cleveland Browns defense ranked 1, in my opinion. But like,
no, they're good. They're good. You're right.
Imagine if he goes to the Raiders. You know he's gonna want give me full control. He's not gonna ask for that much money. I don't think he's not gonna go like John Gruden and give me $180 million and part of the goddamn team. And so I think he's gonna go there.
You know, listen, I like that question. I'm not going to give you a real answer because I've never really.
What a real answer.
I mean, listen, I'm giving you a real answer, but it's going to be so far fetched if I would be right. It's only because, I've never actually really sat back yet because it just happened to see who that next coach would be. But I'm just sitting here thinking. Prime time?
No.
No, listen. Now, and that's why I said it's so far fetched, but it's funny. Like, think about it. The Raiders, they benched Jimmy G, right? They're obviously going to go for a quarterback next year because they don't have a quarterback, and if his son goes there, he's probably going to follow his son, especially if they are a head coach needy team. And Prime's name carries tons of fucking weight. And I'm sure he would gladly coach the Raiders. I'm just saying, dog. It's so far-fetched, but it is possible.
It is so far-fetched, but like he would bring the Raiders actually up. Or they're like everybody will put their eye on them instead of saying, "Hey, here's the garbage team."
He would change the culture.
Yeah,
he would be a definite culture change setter. Like he would. I don't know, man. I'm just saying I don't know who it would be. I just gave you the
why'd you do that to me?
I just gave you the wildest fucking thing I could think of.
The wildest imagination thing ever. I'm like, dude, why would he do that? That's a freaking curveball.
I like actually both. And what's up, Sean? Thanks for popping in, bro.
What's going on, Sean?
I was also thinking maybe even depending on how the Cowgirls do this year, what about Dan Quinn? What if he was offered, like the opportunity, and like he's been a coach and he's been places, and certain players like certain coaches and they'll like to go play for that certain coach. So, but I honestly, your Philly halftime's Jim Schwartz, I would definitely not even sniff at that. I think that would be a good one. And AK throws a curveball, but it's still even a good name sell. And we all know what, I hate to say it, but he stayed with Colorado, or he stayed with his old team for a little bit, and then he went to Colorado. But who, like AK says, money talks, and we just talked about they $80 million to two coaches that don't play for the team. But I think Prime would be the type of player that would take the locker room and demand its attention, unlike the coach that was in hand prior and even before John Gruden, because some people just didn't believe in Gruden anymore. Where I think Prime, a lot of men and even younger guys going into the league would look up and listen, because wherever he's gone, he's proven it. So I like both. So the next question I got for y'all is, so apparently it's week 9, but Kyler Murray is set to come back, and they're clamoring maybe at the idea of him starting this week. What are your guys' thoughts? Or do you see them just going and trying out what they have and seeing if Clayton Tune is any good? Thoughts?
Nah, they're going to go with Kyle Murray, and I don't think he's that good. I mean, it could be just me, but I don't think he's that good. But the whole team ain't that good, so. I mean, but I just don't think he's that good of a quarterback. Maybe Tune might be better. I don't know.
You know, we sat here this offseason and we heard a lot of questionable things about Kyler Murray this past offseason.
And then they got redacted.
Yeah, obviously.
Right.
But
yeah.
Listen, that shit doesn't come out just because it comes out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Is what it is. Who am I to judge or care what the fuck that man does? You know what? He's obviously better than me. He's in the NFL. I'm not. I can't judge him. You know what I mean? But whatever type of player that he wants to be, he's going to be. You know, if he takes the time like Jalen Hurts and some of these other young quarterbacks take to be better at their craft, he will be. I don't know if I would have went ridiculous the way Arizona just did. No, it is obvious that Kyler Murray is by far the better quarterback out of him and Josh Dobbs. I think we can agree on that.
Right.
But there was something that, as far as I know, looking in, and I'm not a Cardinal fan at all, but I like to think I know a little bit about all 32 teams. Josh Dobbs really had the attention of that locker room, of his players. He had the respect. And not just that, but he played his ass off with heart, you know.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not you are a franchise that knows you're on a downward spiral this year and you have no chance, I'd rather have the guy in there that has the heart and is at least going to keep playing until the end, rather than the guy who I don't think you're going to get the heart from Kyler. You know what I mean? If Kyler can't win, he's not going to try 100%, in my opinion. Why? Kyler doesn't want to look bad. Hobbs, he has nothing to play for. He's playing for himself. He's playing to try and get another contract. That's why I think him going to Minnesota is going to actually be a better outcome for him than where he was. Because a man who has everything to play for is dangerous than a man who has nothing to play for. And Kyler is a man who has nothing to play for. So I think Arizona fucked up on this, man. I really think they did. But we'll see. I don't know.
But they're paying him a lot of money, too, so.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't tell them to do that.
I know you did.
They didn't consult any of us when they went ahead and signed that contract.
If they would have said, AK, what do you think? I would have been like, I would not sign him.
Especially when he's too worried about playing goddamn video games. Tell him to stay home and play video games.
Not to that deal, at least. You want to sign Kyler, that's fine, but sign him to the deal that he's worthy of.
Yes.
You know, not an overpriced deal. He definitely was overpriced.
Yeah, when you got to put in a contract that you actually have to look at the playbook. I mean,
not just that, man. His win-loss record, he's in the negative. He has
right.
more losses than wins.
Because he don't know the playbook.
You can't get paid. He's never even been to the playoffs yet. You can't get paid like that. Come on.
Yeah.
Right, but if you, I mean,
That's like paying Daniel Jones $160 million for what?
How you not looking at the playbook? What the hell's that side? Would somebody tell me what's going on?
Well, could you imagine him in the huddle being like, "All right, you run this way, you run that way." They're gonna be like, "What are you doing?" He's like, I just know X, Y, and Z. Like when you're open, you hit X, or if you hit Y, if you're open. He's like, bro, what are you talking about? Video games, bro, because I didn't read the playbook.
I didn't read the playbook. I'm over here playing Madden, damn it.
Yeah,
I'm
and he's always a
dynasty.
someone did something dirty, a video on him, and they were like, you could totally tell he's been just playing video games because he always identifies the mic like a video game would. He'd be like 55 is the mic, 55 is the mic. Just like the video game does. So it's like it does make you wonder. And it's like, again, for a fan base that, you know, when they've proven to have a good quarterback, I hate to say it, but the last one I saw was Kurt Warner. And he was even old, and the guy could still sling the damn rock. And look what he did for that team. He still had a really good receiver in Fitzgerald who could catch anything and anywhere. And they had a so-so defense, and they ran into a buzzsaw that was the damn Pittsburgh Steelers. But after then, it's just been like a slow downcline, and then you have to put in someone's contract. There's a clause you can't be playing more video games than looking after the playbook. It's like, this is the guys leading the men. You have to put that in someone's clause. Then like AK said, it got cough sloughed under the rug, and somebody let it slide that was part of his contract. Next thing you know, he asked for it to be taken out, so it's taken out, and then the rest is what it is. But it's like, we all know now that you're just a lazy son of a bitch that just maximizes on his athleticism, and at best maybe just a half decent arm in a clean pocket, because like he is tiny. He is not a man of stature. So
He's
it's
only
like
what, 5'10"?
something like that, 5'11" or something.
5'11",
Yeah.
5'10"?
I mean, they're saying he's 6 foot, but you know they're lying
There
about
ain't
it.
no way that motherfucker's 6 foot. I'm 6 foot.
Yeah, they're saying he's 6 foot, but he's not 6 foot.
No, he's
You
not.
know how they said Mike Vick was 6 foot. He's not.
Like, no lie, man. They say Jalen Hurts is 6'1". Jalen Hurts is not 6'1". He is 6 foot. They give him an
He's
extra.
5'10".
They always give him extra
5'10".
height.
Oh yeah, sorry. Jalen's 5'10". Wait, who? Kyler's 5'10".
Kyler's 5'10".
Yeah, they always give him a little bit more. I'm pretty sure Kyler's like 5'9" though. He's a very, very small guy, man.
Yeah,
He's not big. Which that makes me feel so fucking bad, dude. What did I do wrong in my life?
That's what I always say. Like, what the fuck?
So I got outbeat by a 5'9" dude.
So my next question, I don't know if you guys caught the game last night or at all or watched it, but after the Traylon Burks incident, there was a thread going around on X saying that the NFL should possibly maybe start turning into a glorified flag football because they're tired of seeing players get hurt to the extent where they got to be carted off the field in front of everybody, where little kids got to watch. And it's like, I understand that, but what is your guys' thoughts?
This is the game. Like, people are going to get hurt. This is supposed to be one of the roughest sports there is. It was that in hockey. Now, both places are not even trying to be, we can't be that rough. You can't do this. You can't do that. This is a gladiator sport. You can't take everything out of it. People are going to get hurt. It's just no way around it.
Hold up. Let's stop. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you this. I don't speak about this very often, and you guys know this. But these woke people have gone way too far this time. You know, they get a lot of things changed over the past few years. Totally fine with it. Totally fine with it. I've kept my mouth shut. Say the fuck out of my football. All right. There are some things, if you want to take this game and you want to make it a glorified flag football, then you better take the speed out of NASCAR. You better take the hitting out of hockey. You better take
the punching out of
yeah.
MMA.
You might as well take punching and kicking out of UFC, MMA, boxing. You can no longer hit them in the head.
You gotta have one of them helmets on,
dude.
when you play boxing now.
Come on, man. Like, are we trying to make life fucking boring?
Mm-hmm.
People need to realize something. These kids are grown up to do this from the time they are 3. No one's putting a gun to their head. No one's forcing them to do this. They do it because they love to, and they do it because it is, even though it is a child's game, it is a man's game.
But it's fun
Men
enough.
play football. There is a reason that, David Beckham played soccer. Okay? David Beckham, he's an excellent soccer player.
Yep.
But he is way too pretty to play football. Okay? There's a reason that, Shanahan looks the way he does. He's a mean, lean fighting machine, and he was a beast, I want my guys to look rough and tough. I don't want them to look pretty, But these kids know what they're getting into. They knew what they were getting into at 3. They knew what they were getting into the moment they signed up in college. They knew what they got to the moment they went into the NFL draft. This is what they love to do. This is what they were born to do. There is a reason that only 1% of the people in NCAA get into the NFL. When you take these rules and you try to change them, you're not only taking the sport away from us, but you're also taking it away from them. That's my take on it. Dumbest shit I've ever heard.
It is the dumbest shit you ever heard.
I grew up when I was younger. I was playing soccer, and it wasn't a sport for me because I was tackling people, and my mom coaching went to my mom was like, yeah, your son, he can't play soccer, he's gotta play football. And I was like, I hadn't played football yet. So when I got to high school, as soon as I walked in the gym, the coach was like, do you like to hit things? I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, I want to join my football team. So like he saw how big I was, and I got into the gym, and one thing led to another, and I noticed really quickly that this wasn't a game for no slouches. This wasn't no game for nobody to just like you can go and push him and then we got him. No, it was like you're gonna hit somebody, they're gonna hit you back. You have to realize that when two hard adamant objects get together, there's gonna be contact. One is gonna get hurt, and the other one's probably gonna feel it too. It's just who's built for it and who isn't. Yes. And I had me some moments definitely like that. We had a play I still remember to this day. It's called Pretty Boy, and that was our blitz play. And whenever I got ran out, the coaches go pretty boy, and I'm like, okay. And we knew it right away because there was only one pretty person on the team, on the other team, and that was the quarterback. He was the good looking guy. And man, that was so much fun. Like I love going after the quarterback and getting there at the same time another teammate does, and rocking the dude, and him not losing the ball and whatnot, and just like growing up with these guys and whatnot. You take that away from people. You take away that brotherhood. You take away that passion and that just that, like AK said, that like that want and that and that will. And at some point, you're just like, what's the view factor going to be for us? We're going to probably see more guys tear ACLs and MCLs because they're going to try to juke and duke more versus running just normal schemes where the leg and the muscle will get used to that type of running and tissue and build for it versus trying to like duke out dudes and trying to jump over guys. And then it's just going to become boring. We see that already. There is that stuff. It's called lingerie football. I see it already, and I don't need.
Randy. You know something, man? I'm just sitting here thinking why I'm laughing is because first off, it goes a lot deeper than that. You know, yeah, I've never made it professionally. I never went to college for it, but you know, I played middle school. I played high school. There's something about being out there at 5 a.m. on summer days, doing 2 a days, 3 a days sometimes. You know, it's early morning, grass was just mowed. You know, you're out there and you start running, you're sweating your ass off. You eat lunch, you puke, you start running more. Like, it's camaraderie with the men. You know, it's you're able to be yourself, and not just that, man, but men need to show their dominance over other men. It's just how we're built, you know. And what made me laugh is if you take hitting out where we can't show dominance, you're just gonna have a bunch of dudes flying around. Oh, I pulled your flag. I pulled your flag. Like, what?
But that's what they want.
Like what? Yeah, but what dominance is that?
Exactly.
There's nothing there. Like, there's no enjoyment. Like,
You
that's
had
what I'm
to,
saying. There's no enjoyment in our aspect or theirs. They play
you can't
this.
get rid of my sport.
Here's the thing.
Oh.
Not even though these guys are millionaires because we pay them that way. Not all these guys came from millionaire homes.
No.
You know, some of these guys come from very dangerous neighborhoods.
Yep.
Some of these guys come from abusive homes. Some of them come from middle-class homes and loving homes. Some of them come from rich-ass schools. You know, but
farm boys.
Exactly. You know, just
listen to Shannon Sharp, how he grew up.
But a lot of these people use football, you know, and we'll even use Kurt Angle in wrestling. You know, wrestling is another sport.
An avenue.
Where these guys use their sport to get rid of their anger.
Right.
Whether that be the lives that they grew up in and they're no longer in, but yet there's that anger that was built up over time. You know, like you guys get what I mean.
Yeah, it's like it's how they were raised. They were raised to be that way. They're violent and always had to be like always say I'm street smarts. But they're living on the streets. They're barely getting by. And they're like, I went to college to get my mom out of this hole that I'm in, that she's in, that we lived and she raised me in. And here I am. I get her I go in to the NFL. I'm getting paid. And now she's out of there.
Yep.
And now you're
or
trying
grandma.
to.
Or grandma.
Yeah, I'm getting my grandma. And I'm getting whatever like it is. I'm getting everybody out of this bad neighborhood. And you're trying to put them back, keep them in that bad neighborhood. But they're sitting there. They have a talent. And you're taking that talent away from them because of what? You don't like it?
Yeah.
Switch the damn channel.
Hey,
Exactly.
Leave my goddamn sports alone.
let me ask you a question. How are you going to pay somebody $100 million to play flag football?
Yeah.
You can't. You
You're gonna
can't.
take
I can
us
tell
out
you
of
right
the
now. I can tell you right now, I'm not paying someone $100 million to play flag football. I'm paying them $100 million to go out there and beat the shit out of somebody week after week for 18 weeks and plus on. But I'm not paying you $100 million to go pull a fucking flag. Hell, I can do that.
Now the XFL, don't they pay them like $60,000?
Oh yeah, the money drop off is going to take a huge hit.
Yeah,
like you're not, bro. No.
The NFL would actually lose they would have to give up. You're going to tell billionaires, all right, you can't play like this no more. Let's just put the money out there. You're telling billionaires, I'm taking $3 billion out of your pocket every year, right? For what? Because you say this sport's too violent. They're going to tell you go hell with yourself because I'm making $3 billion.
Yeah.
Just because you got a mouth? Beat the streets. It's all about the money.
Yep.
It's all it is. It's about the money.
It's always the money.
I mean, I think the lowest per team out there makes like $1 billion a year. I mean, that's the worst team in the NFL through the whole year. I think it's like $1 billion because everybody has to, with the food and I'm talking about the parking and all that. It's almost in that range. You're telling the Panthers you can't make $1 billion a year. Get the hell out of here.
You know why it's not going to happen? I'll tell you
because
exactly.
Because it's $1 billion. No. It is about money.
No, take the money aspect out of this. Do you know why it's not going to happen? Because if this shit was going to happen, it would have happened last year when DeMar Hamlin fucking died on TV.
Yeah.
That's when it would have fucking happened. You can't sit here and tell me, oh, now you want to change it after Treylon Burks? Dude, you just had a die on field last year. If you were going to fucking change it, you would have done it then. You're not going to wait for Treylon Burks to get injured and be like, oh, let's change it now. Well, that's a fucking slap in the face to Hamlin, is it not?
Yeah, but you would have seen it when how many football players actually commit suicide over having head trauma? You didn't say nothing back then.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the Pittsburgh Steeler guy that took on a 18-wheeler and ran into a goddamn fuel tank. We had guys that sit there and shoot themselves in the check and said before they left this world, they're like, I need my head examined. Because that's the only time you can tell about a concussion protocol.
Well,
but you know what? You can get concussions anywhere. You can get concussions in a goddamn car accident.
Falling down the stairs.
Dude, you can get a concussion anywhere. Any of these injuries that these guys get, you can get it anywhere. Yeah. So what are you stopping? You're stopping, you can't tear your ACL? You can tear your ACL by riding a bicycle. All you have to do is it's unreal. You can tear ligaments, anything. Doing anything in the whole world.
You know what it's like, bro? Everyone these days just doesn't want us to do anything. It's almost like they just want us to sit still, don't do anything, don't move, don't breathe, don't sneeze, don't fart, don't talk. Don't do anything that will hurt yourself. Just sit still, get fat, get lazy, and just I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Is there anything that we can do these days that will make anyone happy?
No. It's always going to be somebody that does not like what people are doing.
Right. Like,
I will say too, because I said it, I actually chimed in on the chat. And I even said, I'm like, if this was going to be stopped, I'm like, you think they would have stopped it when Ryan Shazier basically broke his back when he went paralyzed on the field, and he was like, I can't feel my legs, and they're like, oh shit, and then they're doing the whole, and then we all learned to find out that he it was something to do with his C7. And so it's like we've seen these injuries, we've seen guys get hurt, we've seen this before. It's just more and more it seems like AK said right when he halftime, you're saying that he's like, you got to stop. It's the woke nation. It's these people that see this on TV, that haven't seen it before, and they see this kid fall down and hit his head, and they're like, oh my god. It's like, you know how many times during this game somebody's fallen down and hit their head? It's obviously he's been dealing with something or is prone to something, or it just happens, because guess what? It's a sport where there's contact. There's a sport where somebody's going to stop somebody and somebody's going to try to avoid that somebody. You're going to have collisions where people are going to get hurt. You're going to have collisions where both guys are going to get up and you're going to be like, how the hell? It's just sports. It's just how it happens. We grew up playing different. And I just feel like the generation that I grew up living and watching, I love watching, is slowly starting to be pushed away, as into like, oh, it should be done this way. It's like, no, there is no other way. This is the sport. You can't touch it. You've done it with other sports, and you're starting to slowly turn the sports into something that it's not. And what we grew up loving isn't what we're really accustomed to hardly anymore, because people online got a lot to say, and apparently what they say matters.
Listen, man, here's the thing, and I'm okay with it. Like I said, you wanted more. You wanted more. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say it. You wanted to. Never mind. Anyway, we're not going there.
Damn it.
No, we're not going there. No, we're not going there. All I'm going to say is, if you want football to be a different way, go make your own league.
Dude, I think I know what you were about to say, and I want to say it now.
No, dude, it's not even a bad thing. Listen, it's only bad. It's only bad if you interpret what I say in a completely opposite way. No, all I'm saying is that people wanted more.
That's what she said. That's what she said. All right, I got out of here.
People wanted more transgenders integrated into Hollywood. They wanted more gays into Hollywood. They want, and I'm fine with it. Like I said, I'm 100% fine with it, and we did that. But there is certain things about football that you can't do that to.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Like these people, you had your points in certain things, okay, and we made changes to those things, and you were right about them, okay. Certain things it worked better with than others, but it worked. But football is not one of these things that you guys can step into and just say, let's change it to flag football. That's all I'm saying. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that your opinions don't matter, but football is only football because of what it is right now.
Yes.
If you try to change football, not only do these franchises lose shit tons of money, but us as fans lose what we love every Sunday. You know, most people wake up to go to church. We wake up to watch football. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's our religion. Most people who love sports and love football and love the Eagles, love the Cowboys, love the Giants, love Washington, all 32 teams, they wake up on Sundays to watch football.
Yeah, my wife knows on Sunday. She's like, so what? Well, she's like, what time's your game? I'm like, it's at 11 or it's at 2:30. Okay, so like, can we do this in the morning, or should we just? No, we'll do it Saturday. Okay. So you got to watch the whole day. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. It's like, it's short and sweet, because like she knows. It's like that's what I love. Like, I love watching it, and like I honestly wouldn't do that on Sundays if that was the case. I would spend it probably going for a walk or doing something outside or whatever, because I'm not going to watch it if it's not what I grew up loving and wanting.
Like, dude, you don't see me trying to sit there and change Project Runway.
Yeah,
I know jack shit about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna go into something that I don't know nothing about and start to change shit.
It's just stupid. It's annoying that people have to run their mouth about stupid stuff. It really is just annoying. Like, you know what? Go away. Just go away.
But this is what they want right here.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly what we're doing right now. Us to talk about it.
And they're getting it. And they're getting it because.
But they also see that there's pushback, and that we're not going to just let it happen. We're going to fight it till.
No way it can happen.
Yeah.
Too much money.
Like I said, man, there's things they're right about. You know, when it came to TV, when it came to commercials, when it came to movies, when it came to things, but this is one thing you can't sell me on. Like sports, dude, you can't take contact out of sports.
Back.
Like I get it. You want to make it safer, then develop me a helmet that will cause less concussions. You know, you want to make sports to where there's less health risks. That's fine. Come up
Make
with
all fields all one. Make it all grass versus everybody. No,
Yeah,
make
you
it
know.
where every field has to be the exact same. So none of
Right.
this. Oh,
Yeah.
my cleats are getting caught on this one. Oh, I look forward to this one. Or oh, I hate this place. Right?
But
Yeah.
but try to come up with upgraded protection before you just go and try and rip contact. Like, dude, contact should be the last thing y'all think about. Like you literally are saying, let's skip all health protocols, let's skip all safety procedures we could take, and let's just take fucking contact out of the whole entire sport. Like you just skipped A, B, C, and D and went straight to Z. You know what I mean? Like you try before you even just.
I don't know. If you want to do something, get rid of turf.
Dude,
That's like playing. That's like playing on concrete, and have grass. That will save a lot of people injuries. Just right there. You can ask any athlete, any football player there is. You can ask a soccer player.
Yeah.
You can ask anybody, would you rather play on grass or would you rather play on turf? They'll tell you turf is like playing on concrete. You're playing on asphalt. That's what you're playing on.
Yeah.
So that will stop you from getting hurt so much. And that's one of the ways that you can do it. But you know, when you're sitting there and just telling, like you were saying, AK, like you went right to Z and just said, "Oh, we're going to take the whole fucking sport, the fun of the sport out." Like, what the hell? Let's try to do it the safe way.
Yeah.
You want to do it the safe way? I'm okay with that. But don't take my sport away.
Facts.
Hey, that's not the right way of handling shit. It's just not the right way. You just gotta friggin' find a happy medium. If anything.
Facts.
I don't even want that. I don't like the rules now. When you baby fire quarterback and all this, I'd rather go back to old school way.
Facts. Okay. With week 9 underway, what has been your biggest surprise and your WTF moment? Doesn't matter team or your team or what have you guys so far where you're like, oh, whoa, or been like, what the fuck? I'll start with you, Halftime.
My what the fuck one is the Bears. You got the defensive coordinator. He got the FBI at his house, and they're just a dumpster fire, and nobody knows what that team is anymore. And that's like, what the fuck has happened to that team? You know?
Okay.
And my biggest surprise, I'm going to say it's the Cleveland Browns and that defense.
Okay.
I would have to give them that defense. That defense is awesome, man. Shout out to AK because he was right on that one. I was like, I had to watch out on that one, but yeah, I would have to give that's the biggest surprise. And what the fuck is what happened to
the Bears,
the Chicago Bears?
Thank you.
That's a very good question, man. Biggest surprise. It's a really hard one to answer, man, because a lot of things I've been right on this year, and y'all know that.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say my biggest surprise is Pittsburgh's offense.
No.
I'm not surprised by their defense. Everyone knows that defense, as long as TJ Watt breathes, that defense is amazing.
Live by him.
But I'm not one to pull the plug on Kenny Pickett yet. Yeah, and you also said Giants had 10 fucking wins.
Yep. Yes, I have.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. I don't think Canada really helped him that much, so far. They are starting to ramble off some wins here. I'm not saying Kenny Pickett is perfect. The kid needs work on his accuracy. He needs to work with his pocket presence, but the things he can work on, he can work on. He does have a nice arm. He can get out of the pocket. My wife was talking about it today. She's like, I just look at your team and I get so depressed. She's like, I love your fucking quarterback. She's like, it's so depressing. She's like, because it makes me miss Big Ben even more. She's a huge Jalen Hurts person. She loves the kid. And she wishes she had him. And I said, not a chance in hell. Not even. You guys know how much I love TJ Watt. I wouldn't even give Hurts up for him. I'm just saying, man. You couldn't give me anything. And I told her, I said, listen, Ange, I said, you've spent the last 17 years on top. I said, you gotta suck eventually. It's just inevitable.
Can't be good forever.
Yeah, it's great forever.
Well, she's like, why
That's
not?
Superman or Batman. Like, what the fuck?
Why can't my team be good forever?
It really seems like they have been, though. I mean, as far back as I can remember, Pittsburgh they've just been good. You know what I mean? But
that stat on the TV last night when they said 16 straight years of a winning season with Tomlin as the head coach, and I'm just like, I looked over it, and she's like, does that mean the team never was below 500? I'm like, no, they would either finish 8 or 8 as the worst record possible, right? Obviously before the new one, now it's it's the 8 and 7, but whatever. And she's like, oh my god. And I was like, yeah, and there's people that don't want him as a coach. And well, what has he won? He's won one. Yeah. But he's also lost one. But I said, I'm like, so, but still, I'm like, that's 500. It's it's still 500.
And dude, he can draft. I don't know. Listen, they have.
But then they had Bill Carroll.
No. I was gonna say they have the formula for wide receiver over there.
Yeah,
they are wide receiver. I don't know how they do it, but look back. I mean, but not even just AB, bro. Before him, Holmes.
Yeah.
Even Wheaton was good until he fucked shit up over there for himself. They've just always had receiver after Plexico Burris, just receiver after receiver, and now I thought Claypool was going to be good, but they had Sanders. What's his face? Went to the Broncos. They traded him to the Broncos. And
Emmanuel Sanders?
Yeah, thank you. And I told Ange, I said, you're going to regret that one. She's like, why? I said, because he's going to be a monster. And, man, was I right about that, But that's who Pittsburgh is, man.
Super Bowl.
But, dude, they find receivers all the time. Look at Pickens.
Deontay Johnson last night. 668 days without a touchdown. First one was yesterday. Yeah. He's like, oh my god! But he was all over the place. He'd catch the ball. He put up yards, but just was allergic to the end zone for a little bit. But glad he got back in.
That's enough. You are right on that with the wide receivers. It's you're looking at the wide receivers. You're like, they don't have nobody, and you're like, where does this guy come from? He just got 1,000 yards this year, but he did it quietly. Nobody was ever talking over there. And then, you had one guy that had a mouth, but then now they all started doing the mouth thing. What the hell? Plexico Burris, he said he did it so quietly. Did his job, didn't say nothing. And everybody's like, where did these guys come from? Because nobody knew who the hell they were at the time. And now they're fucking big. They are really, really goddamn good. How did they build these motherfuckers this way? And Yeah, Pittsburgh does it all the time. All the
And
time.
then my what the fuck moment. It's gotta be Kansas City losing to Denver, man. What the fuck?
I
Like,
forgot about that one.
listen, dude. I understand. You, Pat. Listen, I don't blame. I will never blame this season on Pat. Okay, Pat. No matter what happens, these guys fucking suck. Like the only person that can catch the ball on his team is Travis Kelce.
Yeah, and he couldn't catch the ball. He couldn't catch the ball.
Yeah, but dude, after you can only be asked to do so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, man. Everyone knows now it's only Kelce. You know, that's got to be a lot on his shoulders. You know, and now that you're dating the biggest woman in the world, that can't help either. You know, and
his injury, I'm sure he's not 100% with the calf. So
right, and it's got to be frustrating. She wasn't there, you know. So all I'm saying, man, is that even still, it's fucking Denver. You know.
Denver. That's a good one, AJ. That was a good one.
That's my what the fuck. I even the Bears could figure out a way. You know.
The Bears.
I'm just. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, but whatever. If we lose to them, I'm questioning everything. I will question everything because I'll be like, wait, these motherfuckers lost to Denver? Yeah. I'll save that rant for another day, though.
My biggest surprise, since I never got the chance to talk about it, was when I thought that the Miami Dolphins were going to come into the Philly and just absolutely torch us, and never got a chance to talk about it, but I was sadly wrong, but I'm glad I was wrong. I never got a chance to see the game, but from what I was told, we were flawless, no penalties from what the ref said. Fans on the other hand were saying there was flags should have been thrown this way and that way in the third, but refs didn't do it. The refs didn't do it. So that was my biggest surprise was, wow, I can't believe I was wrong on that one. But I'm glad. And my biggest
one.
I was right. I said Miami's going to win.
I was
going to win.
I was with him. I have to own that. I said Miami too. So
yeah,
I said that you were going to win.
I'm glad to be wrong.
I think I have to pick the Eagles.
Call me a hater all you want, but you know what? I wasn't stupid to say that because they were the number one team coming in. Everyone was hyping them up, and we were struggling, and we are in a way kind of still a little bit. By the way, we'll get to the Eagles talk because I got some shit to say. But I will say this. It wasn't wrong to think that way. I wasn't wrong to think that way. But I'm glad they proved me wrong because I would rather have a team this year like we have than a team we had last year. Because last year we spanked everyone's ass.
Right.
The only games we lost were the close ones. This year, I ain't worried about a close game. You want to go up tied with 1 minute left? I know who's coming out on top.
Yeah.
But last year I couldn't say that.
Yeah.
I'm very much more confident about that. So when we blow you out, I'm even more happy because I already know I can beat you close. That's the way I. Sorry, go ahead, Randy.
No. And my WTF moment is the fact that we play the Commander. When the Commanders play us, it seems like Sam Howell is fucking Tom Brady, but then when he plays anybody else, he looks like he's friggin' Dan Orlovsky. So I don't understand it. It is what it is.
That's a little harsh.
That's my WTF.
That's a little harsh.
I'm sorry. It's just
Dan Orlowski. You really compared him to Dan Orlowski?
the first name that came to my head. I wanted to say somebody else, but that's the first name that came to my head.
You could have at least said Fitzy.
I could have said Fitzme. Yeah, Fitzy. Sorry.
No, man. Listen, I actually
like when you said Dan Orlowski. It's better.
I actually think they did a very good job getting Sam Howell. I think Sam Howell is him for them. Listen, the kid is on pace for 4,500 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions, I think. That dude, the Giants would be licking their chops for DJ to have those numbers. And this is the kid's first year. You know, I'm just saying, like, if he reaches 4,500 yards, 26 and 14, that's really good for a rookie, dude. Really good. And that's better than what Washington has had in a long time.
Facts.
I think Sam Howell needs a little bit more credit than what people are giving him. You know, he's went again. The only time he's actually faltered this season truly is against the Bills defense when he played the Bills and threw 4 interceptions. But how many people have thrown interceptions against this defense? Other than that, the kid's done a fabulous job playing. Very good. I'm tickled. I can't wait to see what the kid's got, because if he's truly that good, dude, him and Jalen are going to have some very good games going down the road here for the next 5 to 10 years.
So I said he plays like Tom Brady when I see him. It's like it just boggles my fucking mind every time I see it. It's like, I'm sorry. Did you check ID, or are we 100% sure? Like, are we video played with on TV, and like they're just imaging Sam Howell's face on him, and that's not really who it is that we see. But next question: Bengals, Bills, Dolphins, Chiefs, Seahawks, Ravens. Those are the 3 big games that I quickly looked at the schedule and came to my mind. Obviously, the the Dolphins and the Chiefs, that's going to be in Germany, so that's going to be an early game on Sunday. But Bengals ended the Bills season last year in the playoffs. I don't know if y'all remember. They went up into Buffalo and spanked them in those all whites in the snow, which kind of even made it kind of cooler too. So this is a little bit of revenge and kind of redemption as well. And then the Seahawks are going up against a really good Ravens team that a lot of people are saying might have the best all-around defense. And Seahawks loaded up, getting a big-time player there at the team. So they do, and we all know how weapons the Seahawks got. So let me guys know what you guys think. Halftime.
Well, I think the Bills are going to beat the Bengals, and all these are great. Going to be great games. Yeah. I didn't. You haven't picked you picked all good games. These are going to be interesting to see. Like, I got the Bills against the Bengals, but the Bengals, their offensive line is really bad. Like, you got to keep your quarterback up. Got to. But, hey, you know, the Bengals are coming off some good wins. So I got the Bills on that one, and then you got the Dolphins versus the Chiefs, and the Chiefs ain't been doing good at all this year, but now they're away, and Taylor Swift's going to be in the building apparently. So I guess the Chiefs are going to win now because Kelsey's going to catch a football. It's going to be Kelsey. I mean, he's going to be Travis. It's going to be Travis Kelsey time.
And he needs 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, and he's going to dance in the end zone. I don't fucking know. And the Ravens and Seahawks game. Is it in Seattle?
Seattle Ravens.
It's in Baltimore.
Oh, it's in Baltimore. Oh, I get the Ravens. If it's in Seattle, I probably have with that stadium in Seattle, I would probably say the Seattle Seahawks were going to win, but I got the Ravens. Their defense is good. They're hurting that offense, wide receivers, but yeah, let's see what they can do.
I love how you picked the 3 games that well, actually 2 games that I really, really, really did not want to talk about tonight because they are probably the 2 hardest ones for me to pick. I take pride in my decisions. You guys know that. The Bengals and Bills game, man. Listen, the Bengals, they are on a very nice hot streak right now. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, they're starting to connect, man. They're starting to get their rhythm going again. Higgins hasn't even started yet. You know, Higgins he's not even gotten hot yet in the offense either. Mixon's kind of started off a little slow. Like, we forget this is a very, very good team. You know, you talk about his offensive line being so bad. He wins with them every year. He's used to having a shitty O-line. This is nothing new to Joe Burrow. This is day to day with him. So he can handle it. The Bills, dude, it seems like for the last 5 years we've sat up here and we still can't put our finger on who the fuck they are. You know what I mean? Like they are this great team one week, they are blown out the next week, blown out the next week. Great team, blown out. Like I don't fucking know, man.
It was like the Colts when Peyton Manning was there.
Yeah,
it really is. It's like the Colts when Peyton Manning was in there. Can't get all the way to the big game.
Yeah, and it's a disappointment, man, because the Bills, dude, they have so much fucking potential, bro. Like, it's all right there. Hell, you got Von Miller, for Christ's sake. Make it happen. I'm going to go with the Bengals in this one just because lately, out of the last 2 weeks, bro, they've proven to be the more consistent one. No, out of the last 2 weeks, they really have. They've proven
I'm with you.
You know, I don't like this game because it literally could go either way at any moment at any time. Dolphins for me in the Chiefs game just because they're getting Xavier Howard back. They get Jalen Ramsey back. You know,
Von Holland's back too.
Von Hall, yeah. Dude, the Chiefs defense is good. They're very young. They're very talented. They got a great group of young individuals on that defense. But who the fuck is winning on offense? Like, dude, Jalen Ramsey? Who unless you got a ghost Megatron out there we don't know about, who the fuck is taking on Jalen? And who's winning? Like, no one. I'm sorry, man. I think the Chiefs get smoked in this game. And then Seahawks versus Ravens. Screw this game, bro. This you guys know I'm very high on the Seahawks. They're always been. I'm going with the Seahawks in this, just because, in all honesty, yes, the Ravens last week, they played tremendous football. They did. Holy shit, Lamar looked amazing. That defense looked insane. But the Seahawks also just got Leonard Williams. You know, they have 2 top premier corners in the NFL right now who are very young. They have Bobby Wagner back there. And I will take Seattle's wide receivers over Baltimore's wide receivers any day. Any day. DK, Lockett, and Smith-Njigba are fucking monsters together. Great trio. And Smith is exactly who we all thought he was from last year. Geno is him. Pete Carroll, by the way, Pete Carroll does not get enough credit for coach of all time. Now, I'm not saying he's the greatest, but he's definitely in top 5. We can talk about that if someday if you guys want to. But Pete's doing a tremendous job in Seattle. That the power's in the gum. I know it now. You know,
Powers
but
in the
the power's in the gum. But yeah, I got Seattle here, man. I really like what they have on offense, and I like what the Ravens are. But they're once again, I don't know if you're going to get that same team as you saw last week. I know what I got in Seattle. So
Yeah, with me, I saw what the Bengals did against the 49ers defense, 31-17. Bengals defense gets slept on a lot too with the two edge rushers that they have and a solid linebacking core and an okay trio of corners and safeties. Even though they lost Jesse Bates, it still looks like they're humming along there on the D end there. So I'm going with the Bengals. I definitely think that they're going to expose the Bills, especially with all the injuries that they have on the back end as well. When we want to talk about players missing, so we'll see what happens there. I know they traded for Rasul Douglas, but he's still going to have to learn the first week with the new team.
Yep.
So who knows what will happen there. When I go to the Dolphins, Tyreek Hill facing his former team, he's going to definitely want to take it to the Chiefs. Obviously, I get this is in Germany, but I really do. I think that Chiefs lead the league in, and when I say this, yes, they lead the league in turnover or drop balls. Sorry, which is 11%, which adds up to about almost 11 drop balls a game, which is a horrible stat. That's something that I never thought I would have that stat associated to Patrick Mahomes, but that is. And you guys talked about it in length about Kelsey and how it's either Kelsey or nobody at this point. That's why I really scratched my head why they didn't do anything at the trade deadline, but that's for down the road now. And then I am actually taking the Seahawks too. I also think that a lot of people don't talk about Noah Fant, and linebackers are going to have to be aware of him. Even though the linebacking core is decent for the Ravens, their weakness is the tight end position, and they, like AK said, they got Jackson Smith-Njigba. They also have Lockett. They also have Metcalf. They also have Jake Bobo, another guy that apparently seems to be also locking it up with Mr. Geno Smith. So that's somebody else who I think people need to keep their eye on, as well as the back end when they got Charbonnet, as well as why is his name drawing a blank all of a sudden?
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker. So yeah, they're exciting games, all going to be fun to watch, and I honestly can't wait. So, last
I can't
question.
wait either.
Is the
I'm
Dallas
the lone wolf on all of them, huh? Damn.
It's just you, man.
Just me.
It's just you, Halftime.
I'm the lone wolf on all of them.
Oh yeah, I guess
Oh,
you
all
are.
of them?
On all of them.
Yeah.
They all picked all different.
Where's Mitch at when you need him?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna get a lone wolf. Sometimes
All right.
you know,
Sometimes you got to be the lone wolf. Yeah, exactly. All right, last question for the night. It says the Dallas Cowturds hate week. What's your biggest issue with that team from Texas? Whoever wants to start can start.
the fucking fans. The fans, and the fans. Really? It is like the fans. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, the fans are always beating their chest, but their team is not that good. And they sit here and act like they have won last year's Super Bowl. Like, we're going to be there next year. We're going to be there. It's been like 30 years, dude. Like, come on. Sometime you're going to have to sit back and say, you know, we don't have that team like we did back when we won a Super Bowl. You don't have the Troy Aikman as quarterback. You don't have an Emmitt Smith as running back. You don't have that offensive line that you used to have when you won Super Bowls. You don't have. Really look at your team, and if you never watched them win a Super Bowl, then you really don't know how to win a Super Bowl. if you're a freaking Dallas Cowboy fan. So stop it. It's the fans for me. The fans really, really drive me crazy because all they'll sit there and do is beat their chest. And there's half of them in the whole freaking thing. They ain't never even saw their team win a Super Bowl. Because it's about 30 years since they won one. Like, come on, man. Really, you ain't even like you have lost to the 49ers 3 times. Twice in the playoffs, and this year you just lost to the 49ers. Which the 49ers just lost twice back to back. And you can't beat them. I can't understand how the fans can beat their chest the way they do.
Okay.
What's my biggest issue? You know, I really don't give a shit about Super Bowls that they won 27 years ago. I don't care about them not having no success over the last 27 years either. I'm not even going to argue that anymore. The one thing I will say, though, is my whole life, all I've heard is America's team. America's team. What they fail to tell you is Dallas was not the original pick to be America's team. I don't know if many people know this or not.
Wasn't it Pittsburgh?
What the fuck, man? I didn't interrupt you.
Sorry.
My shit. No, man. Here's the thing. Back in the day, in this, when that vote was going on, the NFL committee actually went to Pittsburgh back in the day, and they asked that Pittsburgh Steelers to be America's team because at the time they were. There was a lot of them, and they were very successful. And guess what? They turned it down. They said, no, we're not going to be America's team. Dallas was the second choice for America's team. They pride themselves on being it. Yeah, you are it, but you're it by default. Because the team that was originally supposed to be it didn't want to carry that title because they didn't want the attention. They're like, no, we're good. We'll just be Pittsburgh. So I don't know how many people know that or not. Everyone wants to go around and claim that it's always been Dallas. Yeah, it always has been them, but it wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be Pittsburgh. So fun little fact.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, you're good.
No, that was wrong for me. I was only making sure I was right.
But yeah, my biggest I guess hate about them is just like the Texas-sized overrated amount of attention they seem to get. Like they always seem to get hyped up for, oh, this is this, and oh, you better watch out for this and this and this. And then when it's like watching a show of like a boy going through puberty. Right before the best part comes, it's in his pants, and that's what it seems that they do. They seem to end their.
That was a great one.
So for me, it's like I hate that team. I hate the logo. I hate the color. Like when I see it, I already know I'm not even dealing with a man. I'm dealing with a woman. So it's like. Things change for a lot of things in my life with that logo and that color. So for me, I just I'm not a big fan of Dallas. Never have, never will.
Randy, that was the best one, dude.
Oh, whoa, man.
Oh man, he's freaking jitting his goddamn pants.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good rant. I like that one.
Nah, man. I don't know, man. They don't get under my skin that much, you know. The only thing that really gets under my skin these days is when people say stupid shit and don't have the fucking evidence to back up what they say. You know, I can take all the shit talking in the world, you know. But if you're going to have it and you're going to talk the shit, at least make it that you have proof. It has to, you know.
True. But before we end this show, does any of you guys have anything to say? Future shows? Any announcements you'd like to talk about? Halftime?
I got a rant. I got a Monday thing now. I'm doing rant and rave. I forgot.
You forgot who he was.
No, I just forgot what I was doing. I'm like, wait, what was it called again? I do on Monday now after the Eagles, and
Cool.
you know, I get to rant about the hockey team, and I'll rant about the Sixers, and I'll rant about my Eagles.
Zach.
Rant or rave, one or the other.
Cool. AK.
Oh, yeah, your morning show tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I got morning show tomorrow. Yeah, I forgot about that. See, I'm not good at it.
Motherfucker, you're going to have to start paying me for this shit.
Yeah.
Thank-
Yeah, Mitch
Thank
over
God
here,
for this halftime.
Where's she at the time? Oh God.
Yeah, no, man. Love doing this show with you guys. It's fun to talk everything, you know, not just Eagles.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool things going on this year. There's a lot of young talent that is growing right before our eyes, you know, as the season progresses. And, you know, it's been a very weird year. You know, there was teams at the beginning of the year when I looked at our schedule and other people's schedules, I was like, ooh, they're going to be tough. That I don't really feel the same way about now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
When I look at our schedule specifically, you know, at the beginning of the year when I saw Kansas City, Buffalo, Miami, I was like, ooh, that's going to hurt a little bit, you know.
Yep.
No, I don't feel that way. I'm not worried about Kansas City. I'm not worried about Buffalo. Can we lose those games? Yes. But we have way better chances of winning them. You know what I mean? So I like where we're at. I like where our team is.
Yep.
The only downfall that I would say to the whole thing is I don't really like being lied to, and I feel like I was lied to a little bit by our head coach. I haven't really been on here that much in the last 8 months.
Yeah.
So I've been quiet, but I saw his presser the other day.
Oh.
When you sit there and you tell me that Kenny Gainwell is the second best halfback on this team, that's a bullshit lie, and we all know that. I said it at the beginning of the year before the year even started. The rotation should be Swift and Penny.
Yes.
Penny's 1,000-yard back. He's been 1,000-yard back in Seattle. Penny has proven he can run. Yeah, he's also proven he can't stay healthy all the time. But when he is healthy, I think it's like 4.2 yards per carry. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, I haven't even used him.
When we won the Super Bowl in 2017, what did we have? You
Yep.
had an elusive speed back with the
Yep.
ultimate power back.
Yep.
When you have DeAndre Swift, who is your elusive power or elusive speed back, and you go to Kenny Gainwell, who is an elusive speed back, what are you changing? I get it, Gainwell can pass protect a little better, but still, it's still the same concept. Penny brings a whole new realm to your offense. He's not just speed, but he is way more power than what Kenny Gainwell can ever be. I think he's like 223, right?
Yeah.
That's huge. I don't understand. I'm not stupid. Don't tell me that Gainwell is the number 2. Don't tell me he is the second best person on this team. If that is the case, then why the fuck did you not trade Rashard Penny before the trade deadline? Because if you're not going to use this guy, you are just wasting a fucking spot on my roster for another offensive lineman, another defensive end that we could have kept on, another corner, another safety, another linebacker. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't take us to be stupid. We're not. We know Penny can be a good asset to this offense. I feel you're playing favorites right now, and you just don't want to admit that. And I'm fine. If you just come out and say I drafted him, so I like him. But don't fucking waste Penny's talent either. And I feel that's what we're doing right now.
Why can't he be like the LeGarrette Blount when we had Jay Ajayi, Corey Clement, and LeGarrette Blount? Why can't he be that third guy where when push comes to shove and the other two, just like you said, ain't cutting it? Maybe we need a guy that can just like muscle it. Use him. We're going on to week 9 now, and we haven't even seen a sniff, let alone even a whiff of what he can bring. And it's like you said, you brought him on board for a reason. You made him a roster spot for a reason, but yet he's never good enough to make it to the starting. I don't understand why. Like, is he in the doghouse or something? Because like you said, like it's a waste. It's a waste at this point.
Dude, if he was good enough to start for Pete Carroll,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And Pete Carroll runs the shit out of the football. If Pete Carroll can trust him, come on, dog. Like don't give me Kenny Gainwell as your second best. That's not good enough, man. That is not good enough. I would rather you be completely honest with me and just straight up say, "Oh, I just favor him." Rather than than try and act like I'm stupid enough to believe that Gainwell is number 2. True. Yeah. If Gainwell is number 2, truly, and here's the thing. If you're telling me right now that the reason that Penny is not on my field because he's an idiot and he still, after 9 weeks, has not gotten our playbook, I want him off the fucking team right now because he isn't worth having here then. If you can't get the playbook down in 9 weeks, what the fuck are you doing here? But I hardly doubt that's the case. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I don't know. It's not a big deal. Like I said, we're 7-1, but that's the only thing I don't like, man. Like, I don't know. Call me petty, whatever. But
no, I agree.
I agree with you because that's one of my rants because I can't stand Gainwell. Like, I mean, come on. You are -6 yards. How are you still giving this guy the fucking ball? Like, if it ain't working for him, it ain't working for him. Don't give him the ball no more. But you got Penny that actually catches the ball out of the backfield really goddamn good. Him and Swift catching the ball out of the backfield, even if you have them two out there and you want to throw it to them, that's a dangerous combination. So why don't you use it? I mean, are they trying to wait until we get actually deeper and maybe in the playoffs or something? But he's not going to be ready because you ain't been using him. Let him run.
And then he'll have a soft tissue injury, and then all of a sudden he'll be out.
You're right, because you're not running him. He's not building his body the way he needs to run every week like he has to.
Yeah.
Well, and here's my other argument, and this is what really, chaps my ass about the whole thing. Whenever you read into what he's saying, if you are truly sitting there and these guys are playing by how they are in the lineup, you're telling me that Boston Scott is better than Rashad Penny?
Yeah.
We've seen Boston Scott already. So you're truly sitting here. I mean, I've been watching the NFL a long time. Y'all have been watching the NFL a long time.
Yep.
You're telling me that Boston Scott is better than Rashad Penny. Get the fuck out of here, because then I know nothing about this sport and I should not be doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
agree.
agree with you. I think that it's just – I don't know what he has. It's like he got naked pictures of somebody doing something. I'm just saying. I mean, like, this guy is not that good. Why are you – and you're giving him the ball more than you're giving the Swift the ball.
Well,
you notice if you give Swift the ball, he gives 150 yards.
And not just that, but if you're giving Swift the ball and Swift's not getting anywhere, what the fuck makes you think Gainwell's going to?
That's the point.
What does he have that Swift doesn't have? Because as far as I can tell, not a fucking thing.
Facts.
So, and they're the same type of back. So if Swift isn't working, Gainwell's not going to fucking work. Try a power back, dumb shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Sometimes these guys, what frustrates me about the NFL is
reinvent the wheel.
No. These guys are supposed to be the smartest humans on the planet when it comes to NFL. When it comes to football, these guys are supposed to know the ins, they're supposed to know the outs, the P's, the Q's, the X's, the O's, every single fucking thing. And sometimes these coaches can't even get themselves out of a wet paper bag. Yes, I just went there. I'm telling you, man, like sometimes they overthink this shit so much that they can't fucking come out the other side. And right now I feel like because of some of the situations that they do at halfback, they're just so overthinking shit. It's making it harder on themselves. When the answer's right there in front of them and all they have to do is think like just normal and just let all the bullshit go away. And the answer's right fucking there. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's all I had to say, man. That's been a long time coming.
That was a good one. You're totally right on it. So,
well, make sure you guys tune in for next week's episode after the Eagles win this week, so he can tell you how he feels about the Buffalo Bills. But until next week, everybody, thanks for everybody for popping in. This is Randy, aka Next Shift. That's Philly Halftime, and that's aka Reality Check. That was a lot of AKs. Thanks, everybody.
Next time, just have a gun and go off.